4, stay. Stay. No answer. Away. Away.
Brushing a couple of defenders, some good meters in contact, just looking to get over the game line consistently.
No clear release there. Leave him. Advantage. Advantage. Shot. Time out.
By the
Happy with grounding, I want to check pass. Happy with grounding, I want to check pass.
A couple of minutes later, after that first try we saw earlier, as the IMPIS will register their first 5-pointer in this encounter. So exchanging blows at the moment, both the IMPIS and the Ngunis. Again, deciding to go wide on this occasion, and it's worked a treat for the men in blue. As they get themselves over the line, it'll be a difficult kick, pretty much on that right hand, beg your pardon, left. And touchline
28.
to add the possible extra 2. On the opposite end, the Ngunis weren't able to do so, but it's a much easier kick. Difficult on this occasion, different opposition. Let's fluff that. He's gonna. Oh, he's run out of time again. Almost unforgivable on both sides of the spectrum here. Both kickers will have lots to think about, really. Chase, it's knocked on, picked up by the IMPIS. Just an offload, and they're going to be well on their way to their second try. A spectacle. Ricardo, the under-21 star, as I pointed out, pretty much creating that try. Sticks it up into the air, and a good kick chase. Puts pressure on that IMPIS man, and last forward, second try up. The IMPIS will be smiling at that little piece of play from Ricardo. Unforgivable almost. I mean, you're under the high ball. You've got one job. Look after it. Kick attempt under the sticks. And Benoni will be quite happy with his efforts on that occasion. He started quite rough in round 2. couple of weeks ago out at Harare Sports Club. Tell you what, definitely fixed those woes. They had the extra 2. And he's looking, man, good for the job this afternoon. I told Hararians.
So,
before his MP side out in the blue.
At your 10 meter.
Again, it is the Sable Lager Grid Cup. It's inaugural staging. So kudos out to Current Sports for getting some franchise rugby going up and running in the country. Bit of a buzz around Zimbabwean rugby at the moment after that World Cup qualification for Australia 2027. Quite a spectacle, really, as they run their first change. It looks like Banda onto the park, the ex-Prince Edward man. They're on the park a little bit earlier than usual.
Plate 32. 8 to go. 8 minutes to go.
So we're back at our restart here after that drive. Taken beautifully in the air.
Tackle! Away! Away, tackler!
It's a man in the number 4 jumper for the IMPIS.
Nothing, no tackler.
Bit of a lanky lad. Clearly picking it up from Dad as the IMPIS are a bit of a show and throw, and unfortunately Mr. Referee out in the middle says that goes forward, gentlemen. Come right back. The crowd aren't too delighted. They quite enjoy that piece.
Unlucky there. Unlucky.
Mr. Joya was the man on the
Unlucky
mark,
there. Strong.
taking that call. Aspect referees always look to get right. And just being with play.
Guys, in straight here. I don't want it to come up here. I don't want it to come up. Crouch. Bind. Set. Hold it. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Time for this.
Keep it up.
Ngunis side. Bund up. To the midfield, Mashali over that ball and winning that penalty for his side. They're taking it early again. And it's stuck onto the boot by Mr. Number 9 yet again, however, not quite getting as much as he'd have liked. Under a bit of pump of show and go for Yanni Dlomo. And a massive hit, boy oh boy. Physical at the moment and quite enjoying proceedings at the moment are the crowd here and all the Hararians. Still plenty of time to make your way out here. If you are watching on this live stream,
time off.
Sports and
Open up. Time off. I have a flag. Time off. I have a flag. I have a foul. Open up.
Penalty does go the way of the IMPIS, however. What do they do? Do you go to the corner or to the sticks? I think, well, it's a line out, I beg your pardon. So, first things first, I'll be just looking to retain possession on that occasion and make something of it, allow those attacking backs to make something of it. Nikaro has looked a different man to his last encounter against still in his early stages of big boy rugby.
So I have a flag up, no arms. He finished with the leg. Is it the same picture you have? So foul play, captain.
So the captain's being called into the headmaster's office at the moment. Burnett with Mashawi.
No arms. Finish the guy with the leg.
A bit of a chip situation there was what they'll be discussing. There'll possibly be a yellow card for that cynical play.
Who made the tackle? No, it's Vianney.
Just don't call the captains, however. No, and he's after his man. Yeah, it looks like Vianney Domo. I think he's in a bit of trouble on that occasion.
He finished with the leg.
Unless Mr. Joy up just...
No arms, finish with the leg, penalty.
No, he'll get away with it. Mashawi saying, get out of there as soon as you can, please, thanks.
Hey. Go back. I called time on. Yeah. Use the leg.
He's almost respectfully got to question that decision. I mean, he's pinned him
foul
for the
play
chip,
is the long arm.
He stays on the clock. It's a professional foul, really.
Foul play is the long arm.
Question. Stands. Was he meant to go off as a voice that over grandstands?
Time is off.
We're joined by Stacey Scott, one of the Kara Sports
Time off.
Stace. It's obviously been a brilliant start out in Grade Cup 2025. Its first staging. Just going to ask, what was the goal, coming up with this, well, first sort of franchise rugby in the country?
You've really put me on the spot, but I have to run and get some stuff for the media team. I will be back.
We're actually doing okay, so I don't think you need to. Anyways, she's already run off on the list. Back to our action. After I just been hit, bunned up to feed that line out ball in for his Ngunis side. Burnett looks like the man who's going to receive that up into the air. Throws through and Bunda, unfortunately, won't be happy with that as skipper.
Strum.
Really not Chap Burnett, and it's
Strum.
These small aspects that they just haven't gotten ticking within the first couple of weeks of Grade Cup. It'll be yet again another scrum. At the moment, the IMPIS and the men on top of proceedings at the moment.
Crouch.
So scrum time again, and it's a
set
for the
Keep it up.
side in their blue
Keep it
outfit. Mashawi, the man to receive it. He's going to go direct and over the gain line. As we spoke of again last week, they do have penalty advantage going their way. All alone at the moment, recycling position quite well. Not allowing it to die. Bunda over the ball. However, his efforts will go to waste as they did have a penalty advantage against them. What do the MPs do here? Do you look to the sticks? Possibly add the 3. I think Nekaro is certainly pointing to the sticks. He's backing his boot, the youngster, in this
going for points.
Or MPs, I beg your pardon, we've got a man on this right-hand side, unfortunately. Not looking too comfortable with his left knee, as we might have a bit of a break in play. And it gets attended to. Again, thank you so much for joining us here live on Kara Sports for round 3 of Grade Cup 2025 and its inaugural staging.
That came up early. That came up early.
That'll be about a 40-odd meter kick. Simple as you like in front of the sticks. He's got enough mileage on it. However, the radar's not quite on for either sides at the start of week 3 of Grade Cup. That's another kick goes wide of the poles. As the referee, Mr. Joel, will show some attention to this man on this right-hand side. He's gone down in a bit of a heap.
Easier talk to me.
Strapping around that knee. And 12-5 is the current score in favour of men in blue, the MPs. Stealing that right at the death last weekend. Be hoping for a much more comfortable afternoon. At the moment, it is going their way. That 22 dropout charge down.
Let's have it again.
And over the dead ball line. So where does that go? I think.
Remember, you don't come inside. You don't come. No. Remember, you don't come inside.
The MP's asking whether or not that shouldn't go back to the 5-meter line as a scrum. Nonetheless, they'll have a second crack at it. On this occasion, he finds some good meters and off to the back. A bit of a mishap as Nekaro launches that to his right-hand side out into the midfield. Looking to send that out to Glomo. Picked up and well on his way. It's going to be a one-on-one. Does he stick that onto the boot? You've got to. He gets past his man. However, slow down a little bit. And he goes to ground and knocked off. So
first knock.
Art and mouth stuff at the moment
Second
for
knock.
either side. Both in attack and defence.
Last play.
Surely you've got
Last
to
play.
Look for a bit of innovation on that occasion and get it onto the boot, and you give yourself a fighting chance to loop around that defender.
Yeah,
get
if
onto
you
the
kick
other
it out,
side of
you
it.
go for half time.
Get some points on the board for your side to,
It's a
make things a little bit more comfortable. nonetheless, it'll be a scrum going the way of the Ngunis. So scrum time. 12-5 at the moment is his current score, going in favour of Mashawi's IMPIS.
Yeah, last play. Crouch.
Again, showing full intent, putting Mashawi into
Bind.
the first receiver role. Does he loop around the back of
Set.
his
Hold
man
it.
on the inside, number 10,
Hold
to
it.
create a screen line? They've lost that ball on that occasion. They get to halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Our third weekend of Grid Cup action. It is the Ngunis taking on the IMPIS. Current score 12-5 in favour of the IMPIS. The men in blue. As we'll get to halftime break again, a massive thank yous to go out to our sponsors in the inaugural staging of Grid Cup 2025. The third weekend out here at Harare Sports Club. I beg your pardon, Old Hararians rather, that is. Again, title sponsors, Sable Lager, alongside Misty Insurance, bringing you this live stream, Ticket Box, Econet Wireless, Wiremit, Activate, Coralsoft, and Cara Sports. Again, we'll catch you for the start of the second half in a couple of minutes.
You are live, my guy. Right, and now it's pull out. And the pull out, pull out. Rule and some rule not rule. Right. When I chito chirende sa ku left you. Ifamba slowly ugenda ku left. Right. Ugenda ku left. Left.
Is that drone shot live?
Yeah. That's the shot.
akanotombori ptiridzima koza mabhatiri edu ndo ayayi onotombori lenda zvake
$18.5 to IMPIS, yeah?
Yeah.
Just confirm it's to IMPIS.
Yeah, 18.5 IMPIS.
You're live, Jimmy.
I'll wait on you guys' call. Right, ladies and gentlemen, again, a very good afternoon to you all. Welcome to all our audience for the Sable Lager Grid Cup in its inaugural staging. We're up to week number 3 as we have this encounter going on at the moment. At the moment, we've got the Ngunis taking on the IMPIS. IMPIS leading 18-5. So score correction from that first half. As Mr. Referee has a bit of a wardrobe switch. Change for this, beg your pardon, Ngunis side. It'll be Tawanda Chitsungo making his way out onto the park to start the second half as Shingi Joya blows a whistle. Chitsungo starts our proceedings and a massive chase by this Ngunis side. Pin their man just on 22. And they've got to settle into some defensive work at the start here. Setting that out to the back. Nikaro, a bit of a show and go. He's decided to turn. As he found touch, he hasn't. So one's got to question the pressure put on him. I mean, why was that backdoor pass made after that first receive? Another backdoor pass. Yet again, looking to do the same. You know, I think they just got to try keep it rather simple, this Ngunis side, because it's been a start and they've looked to be a bit skillful in the work, and if you're going to call it that. Chitsungo, he's made a little break on that sunny ball pass. Brilliant work by this Ngunis side. Certainly getting the Sails over the gain line, just up over onto the 22. And they've been turned on over. Oh, end-to-end stuff at the start of this. The second half, 18-5 in favor of this IMPIS side. Nikado, well, he'll look to, I think, my left-hand side. Benoni. Really enjoyed watching this man, this youngster, getting on about his work. And he's found himself onto halfway. And the assistant referee wisdom up to halfway. And it'll be IMPIS thrown at that lineup. They'll be looking to just be clinical. The Ngunis, they'll need to steal this one. They've got a tiring man in the middle of that line out. What numbers have they called? I think it's certainly going to go to Dlomo. I mean, he's a taller man in that line-out setup. And he goes up to the middle, and no attempt. But that throw was askew, but there was no attempt in the air, so rightfully so. The referee allows them to crack on that possession. A bit of a crash, but they've gone backwards in terms of their attacking prowess work. Hasn't quite worked out as they'd have liked. And over the top, where does that land? And again, looking to go up. A bit of a show and go. He's got it past a couple of men. He's offloaded that onto the boot, but it'll fall straight into the hands of Nikado, who caused his mark and hit after that. He will argue, however, it was pretty much in play. So Nikado sticks that up into the air. The Ngunis, can they retain that nicely? Where does that go? He's, a bit of a show and go. He's through the middle of the park, past a couple of defenders. Fennel with that breakdown work, and it's last forward. So heartbreaking stuff for this Nguni side. They just got a bit of a spark in play. However, they can't make much of that attempt. Will return for a scrum. So it'll be scrum time. Go in the way of this IMPIS side. It'll be a big job to do for the men in blue. That's a scrum feed. The man in that 9 jump up. Tafadza to take up. They will have a reset, a scrum reset. And on this occasion, we're hoping for much cleaner ball. And they've gone with a 3 split on either side of that scrum, just to put some attacking pressure onto the defensive side. They stuck Mashawi out onto this left-hand side. He's obviously going to be an attacking threat. Can that be something they do? Because they've been quite narrow. You mean you change it up a little bit. And a penalty, scrum penalty going the way of the IMPIS. And Nikado will certainly look. I mean, the wind is blowing in a northern direction from his radar. So he'll definitely look to use that wind. Hasn't done as great as he'd have liked. I mean, he'd have looked for a 22 entry. Nonetheless, it'll still be ball going his side's way. The lineouts have been a bit of a shaky bit for either sides. We see the Ngunis running a couple of changes, 3 in total at the moment. Got 1 out on the wing, 1 within the forwards, and the third looks to be back. So overall changes for either side. Takudzo Jomu up. out to Dlomo in the middle. That's all Georgians, man. Again, just more crash ball. I've just enjoyed how they've been able to be consistent at the start. As I say that, they turn on over and they lose possession. Both sides, I think that'll be a massive aspect, you know, within their chats. Whenever they get a break and play, just hold on to possession. Because the sides that have done that so far have consistently gotten over the game line, scoring tries. Beautiful kick, just what, about 5 meters off of 22. And this is a real chance for the Ngunis to get themselves back in this encounter. I mean, they've just firstly got to receive that, well, retain that ball at the line out. Both sides have been guilty of doing the opposite. Hoisted up into the air, and yet again, I'd quite like to see more simpler variations that, you know, can certainly guarantee. Ball just ended up to the front. Your 8 and 6 can still, you know, make a fake attempt at receiving it. Goes out to the back, and I think the Ngunis, it's a bit of a chip and chase. Which way does that bounce? Oh, it's picked up beautifully, plucked out of the air by the man of the 10 jumper and picked up on the opposite end at that breakdown for the Ngunis. They retain possession there. Should have made it look a little bit difficult, you know, milk the penalty. A long ball thrown out to the left-hand side. A show and go. Put to ground, regaining possession for a side. Just keeping that possession alive. Looking to the left-hand side. They've got the numbers. It's pucked out of the air. And it's Benoni. Nekaro. Will he have the legs to go all the way? A massive chase is underway. However, it'll be Benoni Nekaro who will go right under the sticks for the IMPIS in a moment of sheer brilliance. Reading that play so well. On the attack were the Ngunis. However, the IMPIS to Nekaro. He picks that out. Almost like Peyton Barrett in Ellis Park last year. And try time it goes. The way of the IMPIS. The men in blue will celebrate that. Again, it's a man we've spoken a lot of, Nekaro. Easy attempt at the sticks. The extra 2 are added. So much to the delight of those blue supporters. $25 was the tally at the moment in favor of those in blue, the IMPIS. Nekaro, a man for the moment for his side. Beautifully retained ball at that restart kick. It'll be disappointing for that IMPIS side after the try they've just gotten. You've got to retain possession. Nekaro, the try scorer up. He puts that one into the air. Regain nicely. Oh, he's unfortunately lost that one, and a bit of an obstruction call by Mr. Referee, so a penalty going the way of the IMPIS. I think Mashawi, the skipper, was just slowing things down, showing a cool, calm, composed head. Wisdom Chiwanza out the man on this left-hand touchline. The assistant referee will have a bit of a chat as the referee's just having a bit of a chat. Both hailing out of Hartman House. Feel for the boys. That is a joke, I must point out. Mr. Shingijoya and Wisdom Chiwanza. Burnett just putting in a bit of an inquiry as to the decision made by the referees. penalty nonetheless. For that obstruction, Nekaro is the man. He'll be tasked with getting that ball over the dead, or touchline rather, I beg your pardon. 25-5 is... No, Nekaro, unfortunately, he sent that over the dead ball line, so ball come back all the way, just past halfway. And third week in a Grade Cup action, a Sable Lager Grade Cup. Again, if you are in the vicinity, if you are in the capital, head on over here to Old Hararians. Ticket box manning the gate for a smooth entry into the venue, and then the world's your oyster. Lots of Sable Lager on sale as well, so perfect combination to enjoy your weekend. Good Sable Lager in your left hand, and some Grid Cup action right in front of you with a couple of mates to enjoy a hard week's worth of work. As we see the Ngunis on the attack at the moment. He's danced on to the inside. A beautiful run. Good cover defense. I think it's the skipper, Mashawi, putting in a brilliant showing in defense on that occasion. Manyakara also onto the pot. PK, the St. John's man. Also making what I think is second outing in Cheetah's colours out in Kenya a couple of weeks ago at Sevens tournament. Just quite love how the system works in the country at the moment. You've got men involved, well, men and ladies involved within rugby action and giving back. He talked about the referees. They posted out on Borrowdale Road with a couple of, 7 to 12-year-old boys. And then Manyakara out at Hellenic, giving back to the systems and structures he kind of came from. St. John's boy, however, so better for it. Again, that is pointed out in a light manner. Scrum time, IMPIS with the ball, and they send that out to the left-hand side. It's Nekaro again, taking on his under-20 mate, Manyakara, who makes a brilliant tackle. Glomo crashing it up. Ella's making the hit on that occasion for the IMPIS. Sending that out to the back, and he's lost it forward. So, almost rushing themselves in moments. They look quite good and set. This IMPIS side. Yes, they've got the lead. However, discipline has to be key. As last weekend we saw sides bringing things back right at the end. The IMPIS themselves getting over the Valley Blades 2 weeks ago after time. Could they rue their opportunities? Where they made their opposition feel. Burnett picking that one up. He's on a run. And the Sable, Mashawi's all over him, man. He picks that one up. It's the skipper. Cometh Yawa, cometh the man. He takes it early as well. So he'll have advantage going their way, Mashawi. He's made a good couple of meters. Recycling possession so well. There's that Ellis over that ball. Unfortunately, it goes against him. But it's the Sable stepping up at the moment. Sending ball out to the left-hand side. Nekaro passing it out to his left-hand side, over the sticks, over the line. No, it quite didn't get there. However, the assistant referee sticking out his flag will have possible foul play. But boy, oh boy, end-to-end action at the moment for either side. And week number 3 of Grid Cup. So penalty going the way of the IMPIS. A bit of a tap off. That's a big, big colossal hit. Which way does that one come out? Desperate work at the breakdown. And yet another penalty goes their way. Again, yet another tap from this MP side. It's got to be patient. It's got to be a good little build-up if they look to get over the line. I think they've got to almost keep it a bit narrow. You know, you leave those wider options available to suck out a couple of defenders and just chip away. Get your big boys in and around that breakdown on the fringes. Superman dive over the line. And the IMPIS get on yet again for another 5-point up to make it a 35 affair. So really showing their prowess at the moment in the IMPIS. And it's been quite the effort. Ngunis, it'll be heartbreaking for them after their victory in the first week. Unfortunately, since then, haven't tasted it. On this occasion, he's got his radar going and ticking along quite well as he adds the extra 2. So restart out, Chitsungo onto his boot, it's hanging and picked up beautifully. However, he's just lost that forward. But a great attempt. Chitsungo would have been happy with his work. The man hailing out of Falcon College. Brian Yawude, the experienced cheater and Sables man. On that occasion, he'd done a great job in the chase and just couldn't hold on to it. Needing a bit of extra grip on those mitts. As we'll get to a water break. So 32-5 as we get to our second half water break. Again, thank yous do go to our sponsors for getting around Kara Sports in order to get some franchise rugby going up and running in the country. Wyman Activate, Ticket Box, Misty Insurance, Econet Wireless, Coral Soft, and our very lovely title sponsor, Sable Lager. Do tuck into one if you are around the country, if you are in the country rather. Smooth and easy drinking, courtesy Sable Lager. Whilst you get to watch some franchise rugby in the country. So back to our action here at Old Hararians for Good Cup. So scrum time as Wilson is onto the park for the IMPIS. He'll be feeding that ball into that scrum. And tell you what, it hasn't gone their way. They just managed to get ball out. However, dominated as Nikairo out to his left-hand side. Which way does it go? Bit of a goosey. Oh, no. Well, quite interesting on that occasion. A bit of a chip, but picked it up himself within a meter. And that'll be a yellow card going the way. And it'll be Philip Ellis, you naughty little biscuit. Come, Fidza. Man hailing out of all Georgians. Out of Lomagandi, a Bison. Has to make way off the park. However, that penalty kick, which way does it go? Over dead ball. So, not taking advantage when they should have, the Ngunis. They're still fortunate to, I beg your pardon, the IMPIS, they're still fortunate to find themselves up in this encounter. So down to 14 at the moment. The Ngunis just exactly what they did not need at the moment. They find themselves under the pump. They're going to be scrumming without a man on that right-hand blindside flank. Does that open up an opportunity? If they are turned over, the last scrum wasn't good on their end of the world. Again, put under the pump. And those IMPIS forwards just piling the pressure. Chitungo getting ball out to his backs as early as he could. And as that man, the Thigh Warrior, making a good little run for his Nguni side. He's got to lay it off. He hasn't. I think he's seen it on both ends of the park. Chitungo, again, with some quick ball out to his backs. As that Bunda now over the gain line. Into the 22 now are the Ngunis. It's got to, again, be patient the same way the IMPIS built themselves up. A bit of a show and go on that left-hand side. They're playing under advantage as well. Under the sticks. Needing a penalty, and it goes their way. So, much delight with that. Burnett points to that mark. Which way do they go? The assistant referee's called in for a bit of a chat with the man out to the middle. Which way do they go? You've got Fennell make his way to that right-hand side touchline. So, they'll definitely be looking at touch and a possible line out. Get the maul going. Get some points under their belt, because at the moment it just quite hasn't gone their way. Chitungo will be the man tasked with a kick to find as much real estate as he can for his Nguni side. They tap it instead. Not quite a fan of the attitude though from his man who received that, because it's almost at a standstill when you need to be trying to steal everything you can. However, a brilliant run, yet more advantage. Burnett over the line for his Nguni side, the skipper, the current Sable. And he takes the extra two himself. Aiden Burnett, what on earth is that? That's his dream come true. The captain taking matters into his own hands. The Sable. That's a 7-pointer going their way. So 35-12 is the current score in favor of Mose and Blue, the IMPIS. Hey, that's a moment for the highlight reels, Mr. Burnett. I'd really love to find out how long he's wanted to do that for. Possibly since under-9 rugby. He's an ex-Ram as well. Hailing out of St. John's. Banye, as he's affectionately known amongst his mates. Off. Just a bit of pressure telling it's gone back, however, says Mr. Referee. Great rush defense. A bit of a break. He's got men to his left-hand side. He's got to lay it off. You've got to give it. And they were possibly through, I would have felt. Yes, they didn't have too much to work around. A little cross kick across the park could get them into some really good territory. Another show and go over the gain line. They've got to get quick ball out onto that right-hand side. He hasn't gone to ground yet. So under a bit of pump. And it's been lost. So the Ngunis, just when they felt they were on the up, really losing possession. As we go deep into the second half. Wood is being sent out by the man, Bob Mahari, the man in charge. I really enjoy his coaching style, Mr. Mahari. He's the man in charge of the men in blue and the IMPIS. Lots and lots of years under his belt in terms of experience in that coaching box. So it'll be Wilson who will be feeding that scrum. Now go to the right-hand side. It's onto a boot. He'll be looking to get over Chitsungo. It goes out to the back. He's got to run it. He's got to run it. And he's past two defenders. Make it 3-4. Still on his feet. And a good little run. Wilson, the Christian Brothers College man. Over that ball. And now again through the gap. Out onto the left-hand side. He's got to look after possession. It's Nyaure. Plucked out of the air, however. And end-to-end stuff. We've talked about it. Has he got it past our defenders on that occasion? Onto the outside. He's got to keep ball alive there. Pops it up. Over the gain line yet again. This IMPIS side. Out onto that right-hand side. Can they loop around the defenses? They sure have. The IMPIS turning the heat up here at Harare. Well, old Hararians, that is. Try time. End-to-end stuff. Magical play from either side. The IMPIS, however, come out on top. Out here at old Hararians. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're on the live stream and you're in the city, what on earth are you doing at home? Get yourself here. As that's yet another try that makes it a 40-12 affair in favor of the IMPIS. Kick still to go. Things, however, starting to look quite bleak for the Ngunis. And unfortunately, they will find themselves possibly going down yet again. The flags go up, 42-12. So 22 points encounter at the moment in favor of those in blue. As we're out at Grid Cup 2025, the Sable Lager Grid Cup. Wouldn't mind me one of those on this fine Saturday afternoon in Harare. The score is to be confirmed. Lance Annandale, yet another St. John's, well, ex-St. John's man. Agronomist in his free time. Apart from doing what big boys love doing. Bashing it up on a rugby field. Maybe up against his former teammate, Burnett. Now, big carry getting past his man, not put to ground just yet. Eventually put down. Putting the dancing shoes on in the middle of the park, Mr. Banda. As the Ngunis 39-12. Thank you, Stace. Are you good for a chat now? No, she says. As we get back to our action, knock on. Going against the IMPIS. A penalty taken early. Bit of a sunny ball pass. Was that man held before? He did receive possession on that occasion. Mr. Referee allowing them to play. Taking it to the fringes of breakdown. No! They've lost it forward. Heartbreaking for the Ngunis side. What do they need to do? As Ellis will make his way back onto the park at the end of that yellow card. So back to even Stevens. 15 all in terms of the numbers of the men on the park for either side. Hands on heads for, well, by the men in red, the Ngunis. So that's going to be a 5-meter scrum going the way of the IMPIS. Kick out, and that goes straight out into touch. Just over 22, so a line-out attempt. Annandale, he picks that up at the back of that line-out, tackled by a much younger ex-St. John's man, Ethan Fennell. Wilson, and that's hoisted up right into the air. I think he's made a good 5 meters. Now to Burnett, onto the boot and taps it again. You go, sir. He's come onto the puck and made some real impact. Maybe he's been pinned for being offsides. So penalty going the way of the Ngunis. They're certainly going to look to the sideline yet again. Are they going to run it? I think they've got to back themselves with that set piece on the line out. And he's done exactly that. I think that's a beautiful kick. He's going to be what? I think it'll be about 10 meters off the line. Make that 7. According to my measurements. Eyes aren't too good at 25, which is a bit concerning nonetheless. The men out on the park do the job. So the Ngunis with a line-out feed. Now Woody with that jump up, and my goodness, Lance Annandale, what an effort he's put on. An impact player really at the moment. He's just so good off of the ball. So it's my first time as well watching him since his high school days. I'm liking the patience from the Ngunis at the moment. Is he over the line? No, he isn't. Got to slow it down. A bit too high there, Nyaude, and dealt massively. Still deciding to go on that blind side. Is it Fennel who will pick that up at the base of that ruck? Which way do they go again? Just on the fringes of that. Going left, right, and at the moment, left. I think they've got to back themselves one more time. Maybe even a second of the forwards are good to go. Let the boys bash it up. The backs will be itching, however. They've got to use the width on that occasion. And try time, it seems. So a great showing of patience by the Nguni side as they get themselves over the line. 38, 19, 17. So 17 points up for the Ngunis. Oh, he's rushed it and he's left 2 points out there for his side. So restart yet again here. The Ngunis finally getting themselves over the line to score a try. The forwards, the big boys, putting on a bit of a show. And now it'll be the MPs who will restart. I haven't said that too much in this encounter, as they've been the side that have been on the up. Burnett sending that out to Chitungo. Ellers, the youngsters, putting on a show there. Hey, ho, ho. You've got to love that, Brian Nyaude. And back out onto the outside. Will the big man have the legs to go around? I feel he should have backed himself, and my, oh my. A massive hit being made there. Chitungo onto it. Out onto the left-hand side. No, he's lost it forward. Much to the delight and applause of the crowd here at all that audience. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that sees us get to the end of this encounter. And week number 3 of Grid Cup. 39-17 in favor of the MPs after a dominant display this afternoon at All That Audience. Got one encounter remaining after this that'll see the Valley Blades taking on the Sunrays. Or possibly catch you for a couple of interviews in a couple of minutes. That was 39-17 to MPs.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
So 39-17, and they leapfrog you on the table. Shame. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we've wrapped up our third encounter, 39-17, in favor of the IMPIS against the Ngunis. Aiden, unfortunately, just didn't quite go your way today. Where do you feel you guys went wrong?
Yeah, it's tricky because we trained so hard this week and it looks like nothing went right for us in the game. Our lineouts weren't there, scrums weren't there. Our backs did a good show though, but it's unlucky. We got next week, so we'll try and fix it for then.
Yeah, unfortunately, that means
away. So a lot of the times we train on Fridays together. So it's a very little time to put things in place, and we've been a growing squad, which is good. And obviously getting a boost from Taps coming back in the squad, some of the Blowy guys, Vuyani coming through, Vuya from Savens, obviously stepping up there from day one. He's been a massive impact in our team, and obviously I think we've come together really tight, and obviously our performance has shown it through the weeks.
well, brilliant from the skipper of the IMPIS. He's into the final. It's a very happy man for the IMPIS. We'll catch you for our next encounter, ladies and gentlemen. Kudzama Shawi, 39-17, the winning captain. The IMPIS will catch you for our next encounter. Well done. Let's get the right. Sorted. Yeah, do you want to chat anything else? Shit, these guys want damn money. Yeah.
Actually thought these guys were gonna
Thanks. You look at the 19 mediums and but it shows. Because even the young guys in the team are being done, right?